Hello, and welcome to The Long Road Podcast. The journey goes ever on with The Long Road, brought to you by Artisan Creative. This episode, How to Survive and Thrive in an Impossible World with a Piano Music Special. This week we delve deeper into How to Survive and Thrive in an Impossible World with a Piano, featuring 3 more tracks recorded by Steve Bonham on The Long Road. Additionally, join us as Kev continues his inspiring Camino journey, sharing his latest steps and experiences. The Long Road Podcast, where authenticity meets adventure. Join Steve Bonham, Kev Moore, and me, Chris the Bishop Lydon, from the renegade Americana band The Long Road, as we defy typecasts with our very own brand of quirkiness and rebellion, shaking off the stereotypes of sex, drugs, and suffering. Get ready for ridiculous tales, offbeat musings, and downright daft moments. Tune in for laughs, tunes, and rebellious spirit. Hop on the wild ride with The Long Road Podcast from Artisan Creative. Greetings, I am Chris the Bishop Lydon, a slightly different episode this week, just because things are a bit mad in the world of our artisans. It's proving tricky to get all 3 of us in the Long Road to line up being in the same space-time continuum as each other, and having prepared anything to talk about in any sort of reasonable sense. Anyway, hopefully next week, as we're getting back in the studio, we'll be able to shove a mic in front of us and discuss something silly. So for today, it is 3 tracks from our How to Survive and Thrive in an Impossible World with a Piano project. You had the first track last week, which was called Nobody Told Us, and there are 3 more in today's episode. The whole HTSAT, as we call it, How to Survive and Thrive project, started with Steve writing a book during those lockdowns, and then in late 2021, we came up with the idea of fusing his psychology-based book with our music and performance sort of strand, and make something a bit different, a show that can help people through this mad world with sort of solid psychology-based approaches. We took the show to Edinburgh Fringe last year, 2023, which was a hoot, slightly bonkers, exhausting but exhilarating. One day we really should do an in-depth podcast on just that experience on its own, to be honest. We've taken versions of the HTSAT show around the UK to some NHS settings and community settings, and we want to do much more of that in 2025. So let us know if you want an interactive wellbeing musical show thingy around your way. Before we get into the music though, don't forget all our books and music and all that stuff is on sale at artisan-creative.com. If you like what we do, consider buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thelongroadband. You can support all things Artisan Creative at our Patreon, patreon.com/artisan creative. So the first track is called Don't Count Me In, brackets, Hey DJ. Steve's always had a sort of bit of a fascination with rap, even if it's not necessarily the sort of music genre he would listen to. The skills required to be a good rapper or make a good rap are every much as good as a poet or lyricist, twisting rhyme and satire and humour, pathos and meaning all around each other in wordplay and then in delivery as well. So Steve wanted to make a new track that was a bit more rap-like, inspired by rap. Probably wouldn't necessarily call it rap, but inspired by. And thus, Don't Count Me In, Hey DJ, was born. As Steve puts it, Don't Count Me In, brackets, Hey DJ, is a gently revolutionary invitation to be yourself.
Hey DJ, keep on playing my song, the one about the fool who got it all wrong. But don't count me in. Too much that I do out of habit. Gonna push back from the person I inhabit. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. There's a cat over there, he's looking down at me. Wants me to follow him, but this is not my scene. Don't count me in. I'm a soldier and a mystic, a baker and a thief. I could be a carpenter, that's my belief. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. I was afraid I was losing the will to walk away, looking for a way to stay and living on soul food, he can't pay the rent. Gonna keep on burning all the treasures of the scent. Don't count me in. Let me dance to solitaire, let me down on dreams. Open up Pandora's box, take it to extremes. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. Best will be recovered. I don't know who I am, but I will be discovered. Don't count me in. Don't want a psychotic guy by evolution. Got to get on hold to start my revolution. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. I was afraid I was losing the will to walk away. Looking for a way to stay and let it ride. Got myself into the cold air for the bell of closing time. Left the scene of the crime and no one died. Hey DJ, can you play my song? The one about the fool who got it all wrong. Don't count me in. Hey DJ, can you play my song? The one about the fool who got it all wrong. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. You know, don't count me in. Gotta tell you, don't count me in. Don't count me in. Don't count me in. You don't know who I am, so don't count me in.
Next up is Somewhere Down the Road. We wanted an upbeat song to end the show and send people off sort of singing it in their heads, and thus Somewhere Down the Road, which was briefly called Dance Me to Sunshine, came into existence. This one features some rather wicked bongo playing from Kev, so do listen out for that. Here we go, Somewhere Down the Road.
If you're gonna sing, sing out loud. If you're gonna make something, make yourself proud. Can't you see our hearts are on fire? If we stretch out our arms, we'll be climbing out the mire. Come on, down your heavy load. Dance me to sunshine, somewhere down the road. hold on tight, 'cause nothing ever lasts. Greet the dawn as the start of something new. Trust yourself, you'll find out what to do. Come on put down your heavy load. Dance me to sunshine somewhere down the road. Dance me to sunshine. Dance me to sunshine down the road. Dance me to sunshine somewhere 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 down the road.
And the third and final track is called Rise, our sing-along, musical theatre-esque number, which continues the show's theme of gentle participation, the words being present on the set, on stage, so the audience can, well, they've got no excuse to not join in, really. And here are the words. They are: together we are strong, together we can breathe, unfold from all our history and sail the seven seas. Get a little wild, become more reconciled. Together we can rise. Together we can rise. And Steve says, Rise is our anthem for liberation from stress, burnout and frustration. So here we go. This is Rise from Steve Bonham and the Long Road.
In times like these, when the smoke of the night takes a while to clear until you can see the light, and all the colours run in the tears of the morning sun, and rise over a lonely little town like an empty gutter down, which seems too sadly frayed with no hope of being saved. In times like these, when we don't know what to do, when even small things fall apart and the train just passes through, tired the same old lies as the truth wears her disguise again. Running along on empty in the land of plenty, feeling it's now or never to steal a chance whenever. Together we are strong, together we can breathe, unfold from all our history, sail the seven seas. Get a little wild, become more reconciled. Together we can rise. Together we can rise. In times like these, when the questions turn to dust, where there once was gold, now there's only rust. Where the ghosts of the fall can't take the time to call on you. You and I were lovers, now we're real good friends. Don't you run for cover, I'll love you till the end. Together we are strong, together we can breathe, unfold from all our history, sail the seven seas. Get a little wild, become more reconciled. Together we can rise. Together we can rise. Together we are strong, together we seven seas. Get a little wild, become more reconciled. Together we can rise. Together we can rise. Together we can rise.
Welcome back to Kev's Camino Corner, that section of our podcast where I regale you with my travel tales, specifically those involving my treks along the various caminos in Spain that lead to Santiago de Compostela. Last time, you left me as I'd arrived at my primary destination, that is to say, the one that earned me my Fistera, the certificate to show that I'd walked from Santiago to the town of Finisterre. I organised myself at the hostel, claiming my bed and unpacking what little I had with me, and took a short while to enjoy the moment. I still had the return trip on my mind, though, and quickly headed downstairs and next door to the bus ticket office to book my ticket for tomorrow morning's bus ride back to Santiago. I got it in my head that it would be rammed with peregrinos and some would be left alone at the station ready to catch the next one, which might not get me back in time to get to the airport and my plane to Alicante. So the bus ticket safely purchased, I relaxed and set out for the furthest point on the trail, the Faro, the lighthouse on the headland, a place which in ancient times was thought literally to be the end of the world, hence Finisterre. It was a 7-kilometre round trip, so nothing in the great scheme of things, but hard enough after 3 days hiking. As I made my way through the town, looking out at the harbour and taking in all the old buildings, I saw a familiar face. Daisy, my Taiwanese friend who'd popped up now and then on the trail, occasionally walking but sometimes catching the bus. These 19-year-olds don't know what hard work is. In any event, I was happy to see her, and she told me she was staying elsewhere in the town, having caught a bus the day before. She offered to walk up to the lighthouse with me. Along the way, there is a point where you can see the lighthouse from the path, and there stands a life-size statue of a pilgrim, and he's got a hole in his hand where a staff should go. I placed mine in it and took a photo, as I'm sure thousands before had done. And as we crested the rise and approached the 0-kilometre Camino marker, I saw Andres, my Slovakian friend, and I referred to this encounter in the previous episode if you'd want to check it out. In earlier times, pilgrims would often burn an item of clothing as an offering after arriving here, but that practice has been banned. The origin of the shell symbol for the Camino comes from the desire of the pilgrims to provide proof of their journey by collecting one from the rocky shores here and taking it home. Enterprising merchants over the years, of course, soon began harvesting them and selling them in Santiago itself. The cynic in me screams, where there's a faith, there's a quick buck to be made. Quite a few people had gathered here, and we all sat on the rocks in a beautiful silence as the red gold orb of the sun bowed its head and set fire to the sea as the day drew to its close. As darkness fell, I fastened my staff to a fence festooned with mementos, offerings, boots, and other staffs, and said goodbye to it, which might seem ridiculous, but your staff on the Camino becomes a part of you, and it's very hard to let go. The soft sweep of the lighthouse beam ushered me safely back to the town and my bed. I was up early and managed to get a pastry and a coffee across the road at the cafe before boarding the bus back to Santiago. I experienced on that journey a strange compression of time as the vastness and beauty of my 3-day trek, which had felt like a beautiful lifetime, was concertinaed down into a matter of hours. I didn't see any of my friends again that day, but they all messaged me on my arrival back in Santiago, an acknowledgement of something shared. As I disembarked from the bus, I saw an Italian guy and an Argentinian girl who'd befriended each other on the trail and who I remembered from way back in Negrera on the first night. We spotted each other and embraced and wished each other well. And then it was done. And I'm on the plane and flying home. It was probably only a week or two later when I decided I was going back. I booked my flight to Santiago de Compostela once more and started to plan how to get to Sarria, where I would begin my next Camino. So, on May the 22nd, 2024, I set off again. If only I'd known how difficult it would be just to get to my starting point in Sarria, I might have changed my mind. But I didn't, and so began my next journey, the one I've called my dark Camino. Next time, when is a train not a train? Better safe than Sarria.
That's it for this week. Thank you for listening wherever in the world you are. Subscribe to the podcast however you get your podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Acast, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, all over the place. The next episode will be out next Friday, all being well. If you fancy buying us a coffee, go to buymeacoffee.com/thelongroadband. It's dead simple, just to drop us a few quid to support what we do. Even accepts Apple Pay and Google Pay. Super easy. All of our music and merch is on Bandcamp, where you can help support a positive ecosystem for the music industry. Download, streaming, vinyl, CDs, it's all there. thelongroadband.bandcamp.com. You can get hold of our books through Artisan Creative, their website. Head to artisan-creative.com. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/artisancreative. A big thank you to all of our current Patreons for your ongoing support. If you'd like to support us, you'll get free digital stuff and merchandise in the post if you want it. Help us create something different, something that entertains, and something that inspires others. Join us on the journey. Patreon.com/artisancreative. Thank you once again, brave adventurers, vagabonds, and explorers, for joining us on the long road. Remember, the world isn't beige. It's authentic, it's rich, and it's real. Embrace every last bit of it. Until next time, the journey goes ever on with The Long Road. Bye for now.